Hello, everyone. My name is Junior Abreu. For those who connect with me for the first time, I'll talk about football, and we're talking about today about the Champions League. The Champions League matches today were the beginning of the new season. Remembering that this week we're going to have 3 days with games of the Champions League before the Conference League and the Europa League starts. So what we have is Arsenal is placing its mark and saying, "Here I am," trying to make themselves one of the first candidates to go champions. Last season they went to semifinals and they want to go to the final this time. They reinforced all their positions, having new players on defense, on midfield, and one good striker like Victor Gyökeres, the mask man. He's still making really good performances with the Arsenal shirt, and I think we're gonna see one of the best players of the season this time in the Arsenal shirt. So we need to be aware. A really electrifying game in San Mamés against the Athletic Bilbao, where the super subs, because it was Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard who entered, one for Victor Gyökeres and the other one for Eberechi Eze, and now we got them scoring again, something that brings them confidence, and it's good not only for them but also for the Arsenal fans that were throwing rocks at them, and a lot of them wanted Gabriel Martinelli out of the team, and now with this they can ensure themselves that they don't also have Eze and they don't also have Madueke and Gyökeres. We also got Trossard, we also got Martinelli, and of course we're still waiting on Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz, and Saka to come back to the team. Also, I want to say the captain Martin Odegaard, who it's being replaced by Mikel Merino, who's making a really good effort on the midfield, and also with Martin Subimendi and Declan Rice. I think this is the most complete team we ever seen in years for the Arsenal. So maybe we need to start looking at them not as the pecho frio, as a lot of Latin people call them, or Hispanic community call them, like, cold chest people that don't win trophies. I think they are willing to go and win the trophies right now because they're gonna go up there, and they're playing up there. They are creating the football, creating the environment, and also it's a team that doesn't concede goals unless just score a wonder goal like Szoboszlai the other day against Liverpool. But even in that game, I don't think Liverpool was better than Arsenal, and I don't think Arsenal was way better than Liverpool. But at the same time, I can tell you that Arsenal looks stronger and stronger every time they play, and every time they start. We need to understand they went through a transaction period where they were actually trying to develop themselves and trying to put themselves into a position where we are playing with new players. Actually, Arsenal has at least 4 or 5 new players on the pitch, because I understand we had Calafiori before. Calafiori was part of that defense line last year, but he got injured, and then Martin Lewis-Skelly showed all the character and the level that he has, and that's why he was for a long time the first choice. And of course he looked so bad against the PSG game on the semifinals, but that's why Calafiori is now there and is trying to compete now to see that we have a lot of change on this team. Like, it doesn't matter if Calafiori is not there, we're gonna have Martin Lewis-Skelly. It doesn't matter if Saliba is not there, we got Christian Mosquera. It doesn't matter if Martin Odegaard is not there, we got Mikel Merino. But I'm not saying it doesn't matter to the point where, they cannot play anymore. I'm saying it to the point where before you didn't have these players. Before, you needed to put some of your outfield players playing defensive roles because you didn't have anybody working that could play over there. We didn't have anybody to replace Bukayo Saka. Now you got Noni Madueke, and you didn't have nobody to replace Martinelli. If it wasn't Martinelli, it was Trossard. Now you got Martinelli, you got Trossard, and you got Eze. And if you don't have Victor Gyökeres, you got Trossard up front, and also Mikel Merino. So I think right now the mobility of the team, the thing that surprises me the most is Arsenal doing this kind of plays. Arsenal developing into a different kind of football. Mikel Arteta didn't play like this last season. I mean, this is a new system. This is new ideas. This is a new Arsenal playing and showing football. Because more than anything, I think something that we always wanted to see on Arsenal was the beautiful game that they play when we used to see in Wenger's ball. That's why Wenger, even when Arsene Wenger didn't have let's say the most expensive football sheet, he could make all his players play. We had Samir Nasri, we had Fabregas, we got Robin van Persie playing by themselves, Santi Cazorla, and other players that we had during the days that whenever we were missing that player, the whole team basically fell down to a point, but it also started trying to make the football that they know. So I think I don't say we're gonna get a Wenger ball type of era with Arteta, because Arteta makes sure that we are as solid as a rock, because only one goal in 5 official games, that tells you something, it's been cooking and it's been something really good. So that one, I mean, I only watched 2 of the UEFA Champions League games today. I saw all the results and all the score lines. Juventus drawing 4-4 against Borussia Dortmund, where Borussia Dortmund basically bottled up a really good chance to put themselves onto the top, like a really good chance for them to show that the German football is going to come strong, and not only because of Bayern München, because we all know and understand that Bayern München is maybe the best team in Germany. Well, it is the best team in Germany from all these years. Mia son mia for all the people that are watching us from Germany or that follows Bayern München. But at the same time, we were seeing Borussia Dortmund going to a final not long ago, and we want Borussia Dortmund to be at the same level and playing with the right players, but mostly with heart and passion. And when you see that passion, you start playing good. But bottling up a 2-goal leads against Juventus, when you could have a really good 3 points, and I'm not saying it's bad. I think it shows what Niko Kovac does as a manager, and I think he needs to be more straight up with his players, because this is crazy, like literally crazy. You were winning 4-2 against Juventus at their home, and you let them score you again. So, well, it's Borussia Dortmund. Good part for Igor Tudor. Like, this Juventus has some different kind of character, and it's good that Igor Tudor, a man from the house, a man that stayed with them whenever they went to Serie B, they are trying to create this new identity on the Juventus team that I think is coming forward. Like, I think it's starting to show up, and that's what we want to see on Italian football teams, because let's be honest, the Italian Football League, it's been going up in the recent years. Like, I know there's a lot of people that say that they don't watch the football in the calcio because the calcio is kind of boring, but hey, take a look at the last finalists on the UEFA Champions League. Inter de Milan, it's been in the past 4 years twice on the final. So that tells you something. That should tell you something. AC Milan was not long ago on a semi-final. I know Milan is like, sometimes they can go and step up, then they go down and sleep. But at the same time, it's a really good thing whenever they want to perform and they go and do like amazing performances. Because remember what happened last year whenever Real Madrid faced against Milan. Everybody said that or thought that Real Madrid was going to win those games. And they still bagged a 3-0 against Milan in San Siro. I don't remember if it was in San Siro or Santiago Bernabeu. If you remember, you can tell me here on the comments. But hey, we're talking about a Milan team that was struggling, that all the players wanted to leave, that Theo Hernandez didn't want to play, Rafael Leao wasn't performing, and the only one performing was Tihani Reinders, and he's now at Manchester City. So it's a different team right now. It's a different it's different players. It's something else. So we want to see Juventus as well. We want to see Juventus go and win games. I'm not saying winning the Champions League, because of course, I don't want them to win the Champions League. I would love one of my teams to win the Champions League. But hey, we're talking about a team that it's working themselves up to stay at the top. So yes, I think Juventus make a really good decision by staying with Igor Tudor and not making any kind of bets in any other managers, because he knows and understands what La Vecchia Signora means. So yes, it's good for them to have Blahovic scoring, Kenan Gilgis scoring, and of course all the players performing and trying to make a really good offensive play, because defensively today they scored 4 goals. So I think in that part we need to understand that. Benfica lost against Karabakh, and Karabakh just won a 3-2 game where they are making history. It's the first game they win on the history of the Champions League. And not only that, but they are winning against one of the historic teams of Portugal and the football world. It's Benfica. Benfica, who was playing really good until they did not. Bruno Lage, is not one of the coaches I like the most. I always felt that he lacks a lot of attitude and maybe more character to his player, and it's something that shows right now. I don't understand how Benfica won against Fenerbahce, to be honest, but more than that, to qualify to the Champions League, to the classification part of the Champions League, and on the qualifying rounds on the Champions League, on the qualifying, I don't understand how Bruno Lage won against Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce that cost him this job basically. So I don't know what happened in there, but it is what it is, I guess. On the other hand, we gotta talk about Olympique Marseille and Real Madrid. Real Madrid, we can always say it, right? Because you already know it's penal para el Real Madrid, basically. I'm not gonna say they perform bad, because they actually play really good. They have a lot of opportunities where they could go up. I think Marseille, Roberto De Servi, Marseille, it's really clean playing. Timothy Weah, it's the first American to score a goal in Santiago Bernabeu on a Champions League game. And hey, I think it's good what they show. Aubameyang playing, and he lost. He missed a really, really good opportunity, but at the same time, he was playing really good, bringing both central defenders forward. And here's where I'm gonna go. Real Madrid has become a very, very defensive. It's been lacking defensively. I see a lot of mistakes. The other day I saw Hussein, the Shield guy, getting a red card. Today he was also playing very, very on the fire lines. And not to talk about Militao, who was kind of clean, but at the same time he was playing really, really roughly. Dani Carvajal, he got a red card. So this is the second red card in the second straight game for Real Madrid. Besides that, I think they've been playing really good. Kylian Mbappe is playing with a world-class. I think he's trying to come back to that prime that we were used to seeing him when he was playing at Paris Saint-Germain, or when he's playing with the French national team. But we are not seeing him he's being very dangerous, basically. He's been one of the best players I've seen so far. He doesn't need the connection with, and it showed today that he doesn't need the connection with Vinicius. I don't know what is going on. Maybe they're trying to keep him fresh, because I don't know what game it's coming over for then on the weekend. But Vinicius Jr. wasn't playing as a starter. Rodrigo played for him, and he actually played really good. He was the one that got the first penalty for Kylian Mbappe to score. And yes, they won by penalties. But if you see the game, if you watch the game, you can see both penalties were actually penalties. There will be a lot of people that can say and be like, Yeah, there was a penalty, like the last penalty, maybe wasn't that much of a penalty, but I don't think that's true. I think it was a really good penalty. Like, you can see whatever he's trying to cross, he basically bends his arm to the ball. And I mean, some people say it's a natural reaction. I don't think that was a really natural reaction. I think he tried to buy it as much as he could. But at the end of the day, it was a penalty and it was a victory. 3 goals, 3 points for Real Madrid, and really good for Marseille. I think Marseille has really good chances to qualify for the next round. So we need to keep an eye on them. Remember, in Champions League, it's a really good time for watching a lot of these European teams that want to, face each other. We don't have in this home games, away games like before, one leg, second leg. We're having one straight game, and you need to take your chances. And it's really good because I think teams are actually taking it seriously. I mean, they're not actually looking for the points they're gonna lose. They're actually facing a team and they want to win the game, because if you don't win a game, basically you're saying goodbye. And you have a lot of opportunities in this Champions League. Last season Champions League, I think it was a really good format, and in this format, all of these teams have the opportunity to go forward to the next round. Remember what happened with Celtic last season. And hey, who knows? Maybe we're gonna see some more surprises. But tell me, which one was the team that you liked the most? Which was the goal that you liked the most? And just comment and subscribe and give me some likes. Thank you for everybody.